So, ladies and gentlemen, if you saw where I was standing right now, you would not believe it. Cody Hanna from Phillips Cruises and Tours. Tell everybody where we're located at this very moment.
So at this moment, we're in what most people would call the wheelhouse, though with new technology, we really don't have the big steering wheel most people are used to, so probably the pilot house is best explanation of where we're at, and cruising in Prince William Sound.
Prince William Sound, and surrounded by glaciers of all kinds. It's a 26 glacier tour, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, at least 26 glaciers. Clear days like this, we usually see even more. Many of them covered with snow actually right now, still high in the mountains, so it's kind of hard to differentiate between the snow and a glacier, but I think we got a pretty good look at least a few up close and able to differentiate very well.
Well, first of all, I want to talk to you about your passion. What would you say your passion is?
Exploring, seeing new things, and rugged beauty of nature. So being out here every day is a different experience, seeing new things and watching the glaciers change, the wildlife move in and out of the area through the seasons.
Well, and if you like change and adventure, I think we saw a little bit of that today, because explain to everybody what a calving is.
So a glacier is a moving body of ice, so it's actually moving down through the pull of gravity, and when it gets to the water's edge, it occasionally breaks off from the pressure from behind, and the tidal currents touching the face of it, and then it puts icebergs basically in the water for us to navigate around and by.
And what did we see today?
Today we saw probably the largest calving I've seen in 5 years, and worked it out, roughly 495 million pounds of ice fall off in one episode.
That was really, really exciting, because this is our first time to Alaska in general, first time seeing glaciers. So we feel like, wow, what a gift that we got to witness something that most people who do this every day don't even get to see.
Yeah, certainly a very special day. We've come across most of our wildlife today. Lots of sea otters out here, a few whales early on, a mountain goat, harbor seals. So yeah, definitely a very special, really nice day.
And the weather, I mean, beautiful sun shining, sparkling water. I mean, could it get any better than this?
It's hard to say. It is a postcard perfect day. I love foggy, rainy days also. It's a whole different mood. It's kind of, to me, seems a little more classic Alaska when you get the fog hanging between the mountains, and you get a little bit more deeper blue color in the glaciers on those days. You're not getting so much reflected light from the sun bouncing off and making it white. So each day, that's why I come back every day.
Now, something else that was pretty exciting was how we got backed in, or what would that technical term be, when all of the ice closed in behind us and we got to maneuver through that on the way out. How were you feeling about then?
That's the stressful times of the job. It can't all be very leisurely, just enjoying watching glaciers. But yeah, we came in, the ice is always moving. The tide is changing very rapidly here. Let's say average 12 to 16 feet, twice a day. So it's moving pretty quickly, and you go back there's an opening between all the ice that calved off already, and the tide can pull that behind you and then close in, and that's kind of what happened to us today. So yeah, haven't had to go through that much ice in quite a while, but that's why we have such a nice vessel and training and all to handle those situations.
Well, you handled it like a pro. I mean, it was a complete smooth sailing on our way through, and exciting and beautiful at the same time, if that makes you feel any better.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
So tell me something. What do you think you have learned about yourself through your journey boating, adventuring, discovering?
Oh, that's about myself. I don't know. It's kind of a growing up some, I guess, a little bit. I've been on boats my whole life. Started out with my father working on boats. He owns a small boat company in Louisiana, and a lot of, from the very bottom, scrubbing villages, cleaning boats, and deckhand and mechanicking. And anyway, then I came up here. It was kind of time for me to do something a little bit on my own, and I applied up here and got a job, and things worked out. I ended up with the lead captain's position, which pretty young. I mean, it's a fairly young group up here in Alaska, but started driving this vessel when I was 26 and been doing it for the last 5 years, and now 30, and really just learn that you're capable of it. I remember before I was ever on the boat, go and watch YouTube videos of the boat, you know, and just trying to work out how to drive it before I ever stepped on it, and then realizing you're capable to do what you set yourself to, and if you work on it in your mind and stuff a lot. But it's really got to consume you in a way. You know, I'm always thinking about it, always wondering, okay, if something were to happen to this engine, what you're going to do, you know, and always having an escape route and things like that, because things aren't always going to go perfect. So it's just planning in the background times and things like that, and I think I've grown into that and got more and more responsible, more comfortable with the boat. So
that's some really great insight. Do you think you could leave my audience with some advice to living their passions?
I guess just pursue it for sure, 100%, and let it consume you. You know, in some ways it's going to create stress in other parts. I had to tell my wife we're moving to Alaska for me to take this job, and now she loves it. She's up here with me, and but really let it, I don't know, take hold of you and run with it. And you know, it's not all gonna be easy, but I don't know, we definitely learn and grow so much more through the stressful times, through the hard times. And anyway, yeah, so just I think keep enjoying and realizing those times are what's necessary for you to grow further.
I just want to thank you so much for, first of all, inviting us up into this wheelhouse. It's a beautiful view up here. We had such an amazing day, and really this vessel is beautiful. It is smooth. It's like being on glass on the water here. No seasickness guarantee, right? Yes,
ma'am. Yeah, no seasickness. I mean, you could almost be in a bathtub with rougher seas than this today, so it's pretty calm out here. And I've driven and operated and worked on dozens and dozens of vessels, and this is by far the smoothest running. As most boats, you know you're on a boat, you just feel it all day long, and this boat has a lot of great engineering that keeps it very pleasant aboard, and you hardly realize you're on a boat most of the day.
Such a great time here on your ship, and you were fabulous. Such a smooth ride. Thank you so much again.
Thanks so much for coming. Glad to show such a nice place to you today.
Thanks, Cody. Bye.
And I talk to you, 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 and we love, and we hate, and we demonstrate. We try to relate. This is my breakthrough. Whoa. Said now, this is my